Hi, my name is Alexis, and I decided that I am gonna start posting. If you don't know, which I don't think there's a single soul in the entire world that would know this, but back in 2015, I posted videos on Booktube. I was in college at the time and I was not consistent with it, and looking back on them, they're so cringy and they're all privated and not even on this account, so no one can see them. I've kind of thought about it ever since, but just never really got back into it. It's a new year, 2025, everything is chaos anyway, so like you might as well go for your goals now. Who knows what the future is gonna hold. I figured what better way to start than by doing the Booktube Newbie tag. I figured I would do this while I'm getting ready for my day. I already have sunscreen and all my skincare done and everything like that. So I'm gonna start with the e.l.f. Halo Glow liquid filter. This shade is too dark for me. I'm just gonna say that right now. I need the shade that's lighter than this one, but this is what I'm working with right now. The first question in the Booktube Newbie tag is, why did you start this channel? So I kind of already mentioned this a little bit, but I used to make videos for Booktube, which literally nobody watched, which is fine because they were very cringy and bad. And then back in 2020, I started posting again. They were theme park videos because I live in the Orlando area in Florida and I go to the theme parks. In 2020, things were like not even open when I started making videos, so they were all just like sit down videos like at my house, which is fine, but I like kind of just ran out of ideas. And then I started like going to the theme parks again, and then I just wasn't consistent. It's funny because it's like every 5 years I have this urge to like try again, because it was 2015 when I made the book videos, 2020 when I started the theme park videos, and now it's 2025 and I've decided to try a mixture of the two. Question number 2 is, what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to Booktube? Because I live in the Orlando area, I'm hoping to somehow kind of like merge the two. I could do like a reading vlog at one of the parks or something. That might be fun. Go for walks around the parks and like talk about the audiobook I'm listening to maybe. That's my goal, is to incorporate the two, and I think that's kind of fun and unique. Like there's not a lot of people that do that style, I don't think. So there are 2 foundations that I use. I mix them together. They're both Maybelline. I use the Maybelline Fit Me foundation because I think that this kind of blends out the best. But then I use one that's a little bit higher coverage, which is the Maybelline Superstay Active Wear. I just put it on my hand. Okay, this is just always how I do my makeup. I hope nobody judges me for how I do my makeup. This is just how I always do it. I'm stuck in my ways. If there's a better way, don't tell me. So I just kind of put it on my hand like this and then dot it around my face. I look so crazy. I gotta blend this out. Okay, number 3. What are you most excited for about this channel? I think the thing that I'm most excited about is having people to actually talk to about my opinions on books. I have some friends in real life that read, and so I talk to them, but we don't always read the same books. Honestly, I kind of just like to talk, as you can tell. When I'm home alone, I will just do this. Like I will literally just talk, but I won't be recording. But I just talk out loud to myself, to my fake audience. Why not just record myself doing it, and then maybe someone will enjoy listening to the nonsense. Question number 4 is, why do you love reading? To be honest, I've always really loved reading. I've always been a reader. My mom is a reader, and she is kind of the one that started like my love of reading. I remember when we were younger, she would always read to us, and then when we were old enough to like kind of start reading on our own, we would read out loud to her. But I remember having to like read for a certain amount of time every day, and maybe she like made us do that because it was like a requirement for school. Now I don't even really remember. When I got into school, elementary school, I loved getting AR points, but I like to actually like earn them and get the questions right. When we got AR points, we would then get prizes at the end. I was very motivated by that. Also, even in the summertime when we weren't in school, our local library did like a summer reading program. You would document all the books you read, and then if you filled out the whole form, then you would get a coupon to get like a free pizza or something like that. But my mom would not just let us write down books if we didn't read them. Like she like made sure we actually read those books. Even when I got to like middle school, high school age, and I wasn't necessarily required or like encouraged as much to read anymore, it was still something I took upon myself to do because I liked it. Really, the thing that I like about it and have always liked is just being able to experience all these different lives and all these different worlds. The biggest thing that comes to mind is the Magic Tree House books. I remember in 2nd grade, the book fair came around, and one of the things that you could buy was a box set of all of the Magic Tree House books that were out at the time. My mom agreed to buy them for me. I loved them, and I think that was kind of the beginning of my love for escapism, because that really is what reading does for me. It helps me to escape the real world. I don't actually have contour, but I do have this concealer that I use as like a bronzer kind of. This is from Dollar Tree. I put a little bit on my hand because it's very pigmented. Like, do like this. But you have to like blend it really quickly because it sets really, really quickly. I don't know if this just looks better in person than on camera, or if it just looks bad, period, and like no one tells me that my makeup looks horrible. Okay, so question number 5 is, what book or series got you into reading? Which I kind of already answered. The Magic Tree House books are like the one that I can really remember reading basically all throughout elementary school. Also, if you've ever heard of The Mouse and the Motorcycle, my mom read that to us. I think maybe it was even before I got into elementary school. I remember her reading that to us. And also Charlotte's Web. In middle school, I think the series that really kind of like motivated me, or I should say kept me motivated to continue reading on my own, was the Percy Jackson series. Like after that, that's when I read Twilight, when I read The Hunger Games, when I read Harry Potter. But it started with Percy Jackson. So question number 6 is, do you have any questions for your favorite booktubers? And I honestly don't really have any questions for anybody, but I can tell you a couple of my favorite people. I love Steph Bohr, and she was kind of the one that sort of motivated me to mix like the fun vlog videos with like book videos. I also really love Larry Reads. She reads a lot of like dark romance. Those are the 2 that like come to mind right now. There's so many others. Back in 2015, I watched people like Poland Banana's books. I still watch her because she posts like writing vlogs for her books because she's an author now. She has like 3 books out. Number 7, what are some challenges you think you're gonna have to overcome with this channel? Honestly, I think my biggest concern is that I'm not gonna be consistent. That was way too much. I forgot to say what I'm using also. It's the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. If you know that blush, you know that this was way too much, but you know, we're gonna work with it. But I'm hoping that I can do more like casual type videos like this one where I'm just getting ready and talking to the camera. But there were people that liked watching my Disney videos. My family and my boyfriend's family, they really liked watching my videos where I like went to the parks because both of our families love Disney. That maybe will help be like my motivation and like continue to post, because I know there are people that enjoy watching them, even if it is like my family and his family. Number 8, I kind of already answered. It's, when did you start reading? Literally like when I was in my mom's stomach, probably. She was probably like reading aloud to me. Like always, just literally always. Number 9 is, where do you read? Mostly right here on my bed. I really want to get like a chair that's like designated for reading and put it kind of in the living room, but like by my bookshelves in the little corner where my bookshelves are. Now I'm going to use the CoverGirl Clean Invisible Loose Powder. I don't know why I picked this one out. I'm not a fan of loose powder and I'm so bad at using it. So we're going to see how this goes. I feel like I'm not doing this right. I know you're not supposed to like put it all over, but if I don't, I get too oily, I think. So I guess it doesn't really look that bad on camera, but like you really have to trust the process Or maybe don't. Maybe at the end it's gonna turn out really, really bad and I just have like makeup blindness and it actually looks really bad every day. Question number 10 is, what kind of books do you read? So I feel like I read a pretty good variety of books. Well, maybe not. I guess I do mostly read romance, but just different kinds of romance. I'm gonna do my eyebrows next. I just use the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil, and then I go over it with the e.l.f. gel. So as for the type of books I read, I definitely mostly read romance books, just different types of romance books. Contemporary romance, I read dark romance, I read fantasy romance. In terms of like favorite series, this is gonna sound really basic, but A Court of Thorns and Roses is my favorite series of all time because I was on Booktube back when that book came out, when the first book came out in 2015. I actually got the book for Christmas that year, and it was the first book I read in 2016. And then when A Court of Mist and Fury came out, then I read that one, and it like literally changed my life. It like changed my entire view on reading, and it was just so incredible. And I've reread it since then and I still love it just as much. Like, there's not that many book series that make me feel the way that that one does. I don't care if it's basic, I love it, okay? And I would say that I loved it before it was popular, but it's always been popular. If you were on Booktube back in 2015, 2016, 2017 era, that series has always been popular. I also read fan fiction. Sorry, not sorry. I feel like if there's any place I can talk about it, it's here, right? And you watching this, you're not gonna judge me, right? You're not gonna judge me. Maybe you'll judge me, but maybe not. No, like this is a judgment-free zone. We listen and we don't judge. I read Dramini fan fiction. There, I said it. Yes, I have read Manacled. I will probably read it when it comes out as a published book as well, just to kind of see how they changed everything and like the differences. You know, sometimes when you're in a reading slump, you need something familiar, and that's familiar to me. And it's basically always enemies to lovers. How can you not love it? Hello? I forgot to say, but I'm using an LA Colors mascara. I actually have two from Dollar Tree. Fat Lash. Fat Lash. Can you even see that? That's, you know what? Period. I will say these are not very good. The other stuff from Dollar Tree I like, but these are not very good. I forgot to do setting spray. I like to do setting spray before my mascara so that it can like dry. But I just use the e.l.f. like makeup mist and set, like the regular one. Let me put a little bit of lip gloss and then I'm gonna end this video. I have this NYX lip gloss. This is Juice Gloss. That's what it's called. This is the Watermelon Sugar. It says Watermelon Sugar. Sugar with an A. I'm gonna go do my hair now. I'm not gonna show that on here, but then I will be done. I'll be ready. If you decide to stick around and see where this goes and watch the rest of my videos, I really appreciate that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my rambling, and I'll see you next time.